Very good morning, guys. So welcome to class 2. So thank you so much for joining. So before starting the class, hope you all have access to your chat box, right? So is there anyone who just joined today, who missed yesterday's session and who joined today? Can you just give me a message in the chat box? You can put the message in the chat box. Is there anyone who joined today? Okay, I can see 3 people, 4, 5. Anyone else? 6, 7. Okay. So I can see 7 people, I think, who just joined today. 8. Okay. Okay. Any others? Okay. So there are 8 people. Okay. So I'll just give the background, what we are going to cover. And also, we will just recap the yesterday's session as well. And along with that, you also have the recording with you. So we also shared the recording. So people who missed yesterday's session, so nothing to worry because we have not entered into the AWS till now. We are just learning very fundamentals in IT, or what is a server, what is a network. So we are trying to understand about those areas. So people who missed yesterday's session, so you don't need to worry. So I will recap that session, and as well as we also provide the recording as well. So yesterday's session is also recorded. So don't worry about it. Okay. So people who just joined today, so if they want to know what we are going to cover, so we are focusing on Amazon Web Services primarily. Along with that, around minimum 10 classes will be on Azure. So we'll comparing with AWS and Azure. And we also looking at Terraform fundamentals, Jenkins fundamentals, GitHub actions, and we also deploy the Terraform templates into multiple cloud platforms like AWS using of our pipelines. So we will do it hands-on, and we'll make you to do hands-on, Along with that, we also provide mentor. So we also provide the lab. So those details will be shared in the group every day at the evening around 6:30 or whatever the timing will be posted in the group. And a dedicated mentor will be available for you. Let's say, for example, when you are practicing something, if you stuck at somewhere, you don't need to wait for another one day to get it resolved. So mentor will help you to resolve it. So they will, take the control of your screen. They will do along with you, and they will unblock you. So every day morning, same time, you will be having the session, as well as evening, you will be having a practice session. And mentor will be there to help you. So not just theoretical help, it also just a practical help as well. If you block it somewhere, so we are here to help you to unblock. Hope everyone is clear. Can I get some replies in the chat box, yes or no? Great. Very good. So those details, in which link that you need to join and who will be helping you, everything. So those details will be shared in the group. Okay. Great. So we will go back to this, what we have discussed yesterday. Let me just zoom out this. So these are the key points that we discussed yesterday. every point I have written on the board, which you are seeing now. So we'll commit one by one. We will recap it and we will move to the new topic. Every day when we begin the class, first 5 to 10 minutes, we will recap the yesterday's class. We will recap the yesterday's class and then we will move into the new topic. And this first 1 week sessions will be free of cost. So you don't need to pay anything for first 1 week. And from the second week, you'll be getting all the details, like, whatever I have written on the board, I'll share it to the PDF and I'll also share it to you, and the mentorship and everything that you'll get it. So share this link with your friends, and listen to the class. So enjoy the class. As I said, don't feel it like a training, feel it like an internship. So from next week, you also will have tasks to do. You'll also have a work to do. So once after completing the session, not just practicing what I have explained, also you will be doing which I'm not explaining. So I'll give it as a task so that definitely you'll get more and more hands-on. And as I said, you can prepare your own resume instead of copying a template from others. So we started it from yesterday, day 1. So you will be having around at least 40 sessions. So these 40 sessions makes you very perfect if you follow these rules. So make sure a new Word document opened on your laptops. Whatever new point that you learned, add it there into a WordPad. So that becomes your resume at end of our 40 sessions. Great. So yesterday we started discussing about what is cloud, what is on-premises infrastructure. First, initially, we tried to understand the difference between physical and virtual. So this is what. So yesterday we discussed what is a physical and what is a virtual. So as an example, we have taken as an interview example, if you remember. Let's say, for example, if you go and attend for an interview, that is a physical interview. If you're sitting in your home and if you are attending an interview, that we are call it as a virtual interview. If you're coming to the institute and if you're attending for an online session, that we can call it as a physical training, face-to-face. But if you are sitting in your home and if you are able to fulfill your requirement, which is training, that we call it as a virtual. Because whenever we are learning cloud, we should understand the difference between physical and virtual. So after that, we try to understand a technical example. Let's say I have a computer in front of me and I'm using this computer and I'm maintaining this computer, maintenance. What is mean by maintenance? Maintenance, like for example, my maintenance is having a car or having a bike or having a money or anything. So buying it for myself to maintain my body, right? That is how. If there is a computer, so for that computer also there will be a maintenance, right? What is that maintenance? Let's say putting a charging or changing the screen guard or upgrading the RAM or downgrading the RAM or whatever it is. Like, when I charge my laptop, I have to pay the power bill, paying a power bill. These are all comes under maintenance. If I am having my computer with me and if I am maintaining it, that is nothing but a physical. Let's say I have a computer with me, but let's say you are maintaining this computer. I mean, you are using this computer from your location. You are connecting through remote desktop or something. And if you are using my computer and I'm maintaining this computer, that is virtual. because you are not bothered about charge, or you're not bothered about the power bill, or you're not bothered about the RAM. You're not bothering about anything. Simply just calling me and asking to switch on the laptop. I want to connect to it. So you're using it virtually, and I'm maintaining it here. So the reason why I'm explaining all this is you have to understand what is the difference between physical and virtual. Physical means you are using it, you are maintaining it, that is physical. Virtual means you are using it, but someone else is maintaining it, that is virtual. Now, after that, instead of calling it as physical and virtual, a step ahead, we try to change our language to an official language, saying that instead of calling it as a physical, you can call it as on premises. Instead of calling it as a physical, you can call it as on premises. Instead of calling it as a virtual, which is nothing but cloud. Now, instead of calling it as physical and virtual, we will try to discuss with calling on premises and cloud. So on premises means premises. If you are using and if you are maintaining in your premises, if you are using it, at the same time, if you are maintaining it at your premises, that we call it as on premises. Then what is cloud? If you are using it, but you are not maintaining it, someone else is maintaining it, that is called cloud. Who is that someone else? Someone else is nothing but a service provider. Let's say 𝗏𝐷 is having a computer, and if you are using it and 𝗏𝐷 is maintaining it, so service provider is nothing but a 𝗏𝐷 here. Clear? Can I get some answers? Who is the service provider if you are using the laptop of 𝗏𝐷? Who is service provider? Can I get some answers, guys? Very good, Mohammed. Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Keep posting your answers or keep replying your answers in the chat box. I have to tell you one thing. So we will always have a list of people who are proactive or who are interacting with us, who are doing our tasks. So what we will do is we'll try to make a list of it, and we will try to take care of them. Like, for example, we will have a special attention on them. So we'll also share this list to the mentor, saying that, so keep this list with you, and people from this list, if they're calling you at any point of time, make available to them. So that's how, if you are showing more and more interest, we will show more and more concern on you. So keep replying, keep posting your answers into the chat box when I ask you something. Great. Done. So now we understood an example of a computer. Let's say computer, if you are maintaining a computer with you, that is, we are calling it as an on-premises. But if you are using it and someone else is maintaining it, that we are calling it as a cloud. Great. Then we have taken an example of Google Drive or Google Photos, which is a completely cloud. And we try to understand the difference between Google Drive and earlier days in our mobile, we supposed to have a memory card. We try to understand the difference between Google Photos and a memory card. So memory card is an on-premises because you are maintaining it. You are removing it and inserting it somewhere if you want, which is a physical device. So that is on premises. And coming to this cloud, you can see a a small picture on my whiteboard when there is a machine, when there is a mobile here. See, from this mobile, if you are uploading the photos in the back end, like let's say, for example, if you are uploading in the drive, in the back end, it is storing inside the machine. And this machine is maintained by service provider. This machine is maintained by service provider. Let's say when there is a mobile, you're uploading into the MC. MC is nothing but a memory card. So you can remove it and you can add it somewhere like this. So if you are uploading your data into the Google Drive, simply you can sign out and you can sign into the other mobile. So all your photos will be uploaded into the other mobile. So you're not maintaining any physical device with us, or you're with, I mean, at least with you as well. So when you're uploading something into the Google Drive, it is not storing inside the mobile where the Google Drive is installed. It is storing somewhere in the backend, and that particular machine is maintained by Google because the service provider is Google here. Okay, great. And then yesterday we tried to understand what is a server. Server is nothing but a machine. Server is nothing but a machine. Machine is nothing but a computer. Computer is nothing but a laptop. Okay, so you can ask me a question that, so can I make my laptop as a server? Can I make my laptop as a server? Let me tell you an example. You are a human being and I am a human being. But I can call you as a student, but you cannot call me as a student. So myself, I can say that I'm a trainer. I cannot call that I'm a student, right? I cannot say that I'm a student. I'm a trainer, you are a student. But end of the day, we both are human beings. So how our designation got decided? Based on the work that we are doing. I'm working as a trainer so that I can say that I'm a trainer. So here you joined as a student so that you can say that you are a student. You cannot say that why should I call it as a student and why should you call it as a trainer? We both are human beings. You cannot say that, right? Because the work that which we are doing or the service that we are giving, based on that, our designation got decided. Similarly, server is also a machine, computer is also a machine, but the work that it is doing is different. The place where you host your applications, that we call it as a server. The place where you use application, like I install some VLC media player on my laptop, or I open the Google Drive and I open AWS, or I'll do something or some other work. So this call it as a computer. I'm repeating this again. There is a lot of difference between install and host. In server, we host applications. Let's say, for example, if you want to access 𝐷𝐷𝐵uzz.com from your laptop, you'll go and you'll type for 𝐷𝐷𝐵uzz.com, and that request will go to the server where 𝐷𝐷𝐵uzz application is hosted. Okay, so in our laptop we can install. In server we are hosting it. So you might ask me a question that, sir, can I change my machine, which is my computer, as a server by hosting an 𝐷𝐷𝐵uzz application? You can do, but the configuration is required. So if you ask me that, sir, can I become as a trainer? You can become as a trainer, but before that, you need to have a skill set. You need to learn that, right? Then only you can answer the questions from the students, right? Here also, if I want to host an application on my machine, if I want to host my application on a machine, that requires a configuration because thousands of users will access that. You should be able to respond to everyone. If I say that I can just put a 4 GB RAM or i3 processor, will it run? No. It requires a high configuration. If you have that high configuration, yes, you can make your laptop as a server and it should run 24/7, right? If Abibus application is failed or if my transaction is failed suddenly, and if Abibus application is not working, I will not go to the Abibus application again. Without any downtime, it should be run 24/7. So can you run your laptop 24/7 without shutting down? Will that configuration will work? No. So based on our requirement, we will make our system ready. Based on our requirement, we will make our machine ready or our computer ready so that you can do anything on your machine. So I just gave a small example here in the bottom. Like let's say, for example, there is a bottle. And if you fill a bottle with a water, you'll call it as a water bottle. And if you fill a bottle with a drink, you'll call it as a drink bottle. Similarly, when there is a machine, if you host application on it, you will call it as an application server. If you host database on it, you will call it as a database server. Clear? So this is what we discussed in our previous session. People who already listened to this yesterday, you might little get bored, but initially the sessions will be kind of repeating the earlier session and going with a new topic. For sure we'll go with a new topic, but we'll spend 4 minutes or 5 minutes more on a previous session, because if someone has missed the previous session, they wanted to just have this revision or kind of a knowledge, right? So that is the reason I revised it. Then are you all good? Are you all good with what I've explained so far? Can you just give me a message, yes or no, please? Especially people who have not joined yesterday. Great. Very good. Done. So now we'll go back. We'll go back with this. Done. So thank you so much for your replies, guys. Great. So now we understood what is a server, and now we understood what is a cloud. Great. Now we understood what is an on-premises infrastructure and what is a cloud infrastructure, how it has been maintained. You understood all this. Now let's take an example. Let's take an example. What is the difference? Why people choose cloud? So if you want to understand this, only just theory will not help you to understand. We have to understand with a kind of any real-time example, so that we will discuss a real-time example, why people choose cloud. So when you are listening to this, don't feel that why people choose to cloud. Feel that why I choose cloud. Assume that you're working on this, and why do I choose cloud? So if you want to understand why we choose cloud, we should understand on-premises example. Okay, so let's say I want to, I don't know about a cloud. I don't know anything about a cloud. So I have an idea of building an application. We can take an example of which you all knows. Let's say we'll take an example of manabuddy.com. We'll take an example of manabuddy.com. Have you all aware of manabuddy.com? Yes or no? Have you all aware of manabuddy.com? Did you listen to this? Or else we'll change the example if you have not listened to it. Manabuddy.com is a site which will always, gives a result. I think most of you have a great emotion with this manabadi.com, because I have a very great emotion with this manabadi.com every time when I open manabadi.com, because that anxiety or that fear that we supposed to have to check our results in our college days, especially in the engineering, when we have a backlogs. The way we refresh the manabadi.com, even though if we fail 3 subjects, to cross check, we always refresh it. Even though refresh also, it shows same 3 subjects failed, but we always refresh this. A great emotion with manabadi.com we always have. So let's try to take this as an example. Till now, we used manabadi.com, but we don't know how it works. We'll try to understand how it works now. So let's say I want to build a manabadi.com application. So I went to an IT company. So they say that, like I told them that I want to have an application like manabadi.com, which will help us to show the results to the students. To get that result of data, so I will connect with all the colleges and I will gather the data and I will give it to you. So please create an application for me so that the students can come to the Abibus application or Manabadi application. Sorry for Abibus, example. So manabadi.com. So people will open the manabadi.com and they will give an hall ticket number in that, and they click on submit and it shows a result. This is what my complete idea. So what they do is, first they'll create a network to create this application. First, they'll create a network to create this application. They'll create a network to create this application. Network. What is a network? What is a network? I'll tell you what is a network. Whenever you want to create a server, whenever you want to create a machine to host your application, even it can be in the cloud or even in on-premises. Network is most important part. You should create network first. Then only you will start creating your server and all. So let's try to understand what is a network now. So let me give you an example of what is a network. Let's say there are 2 houses. 2 houses. This is house 1 and this is house 2. We have, listen to this with very fresh mind. Don't think technically too much. Just listen to that, what I tried to explain, okay? There is a house 1 and there is a house 2. Inside this house 1, there is a person who is staying. There is a person who is staying. In house 2 also, there is a person who is staying. So this person will have 2 names. One is a professional name, the other one is a nickname. Let's say a professional name is Santosh and the nickname is Sunny. And here in this house also, the person will have a nickname and professional name. Let's say Venkatesh is his professional name. �W𝐞𝐞𝐿 is his nickname. Venkatesh is professional name. �W𝐞𝐞𝐿 is nickname. I'm repeating this again. We have 2 houses here. inside each house, there is a person who is staying. In the house 1, the person name is Santosh and his nickname is Sunny. And in the house 2, the person name is Venkatesh and the nickname is Venky. Now, these two persons want to communicate with each other. They do not have any relation. They don't know each other. I mean, like for example, I belongs to a separate house and you all belongs to a separate house. Each one is having their own house, right? If you want to call me, will you address me with the professional name or nickname? Similarly here also, with this guy, will address this other person with professional name or nickname. Can I get some answers? There are two different houses. They do not have any relation. They want to communicate with each other. Will they communicate with the professional name or nickname? I got only 3 answers. What about others? Can I get few more? Very good, Ramani. Very good, Ramakrishna. Very good. Very good, Preeti. Very good, Jankiram. Naveen. Very good. Professional name. Others? See, this example will remind you in your whole life. You can explain to anyone. Few more answers. Very good. Very good. Few more answers. We have 40 people in our chat. So at least I need to get 15 replies from one. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So now let me ask you another question. So there is another person. And there is another person who is staying here. So he is also having professional name and Virendra, and Viru is his nickname. Viru is his nickname. Now, communication between these two people can be happening with public or with professional or nickname. Can you get some answers? People who are staying within the same house. Let's say like your brother and sister or your mother and father, whoever it is. Very good. Very good. Very good. Superb. Very good. So, with this example that you mean to say, when there are two different houses, communication between two different people from two different houses can be happened with the professional name, and people, if they are staying in a same house, it can be happened with the nickname. That is what the answer that I got from you all. So which is absolutely 100% correct answer. Now let's move this into the technical. Here, house is nothing but network. House is nothing but a network. The way how we need a house. Without a house, we can't stay, right? So there are a lot of reasons that I can say that, because of staying in house. It can be a security. It can be an authorization. It can be anything. A person definitely, he need a house. He need a house. So house is nothing but a network. The way that we need a house, the server need a network. Here, a person is nothing but a server or machine or computer, whatever it may be. House is nothing but a network. Person is nothing but a server or a machine. A person need a house, a server need a network. Is it clear? Yes or no, please? Is it clear? A server need a house, a person need a network. Great. Hope it is clear. Great. Now, coming to this professional name and nickname. Professional name is nothing but public IP. Nickname is nothing but private IP. Professional name is nothing but public IP. Nickname is nothing but a private IP. Clear? Is it clear? Professional name is nothing but public IP. Private name is nothing but private IP is nothing but nickname. Now, let me ask you another question, which is a technical question. You have to convert this into the technical and you have to answer this. Right? Let's say this is a network again. This is a network. And inside that, there is, let me change this color. There is a server. Inside this, there is manabuddy.com is hosted. Now, this is your house. And if you want to access manabuddy.com to check your result, will you access the public IP of that server or private IP of this server? Can I get some answers? Very good, Ramakrishna. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, we are accessing the public IP of that server because we are accessing it from the different network. Very good. Very good. Keep it up. So now come back to here. So now you understood the importance of the network, right? Whenever a person wants to build an application, he requires a server. Whenever he requires a server, first he should have a network. And inside this network, what we'll do, we will create a server and we will add it. So in this, they will host Manabuddy application, manabuddy.com application. And we also require a database because we have to store our data, right? Most sensitive data that we are collecting from the colleges. So we will have another server, which I paste here, and which is a database. So we have a network, we have a machine, two machines. In one machine, we want to host an application. In the other machine, we want to host a database. And we both have this. And now, to set up this network and this servers, will it be easy in on-premises? The answer is no. We have to spend a lot of money. To set up a network or to set up a servers, we have to procure all this. We have to procure the servers. We have to procure a server and we have to procure the switches, routers, cables, and a room should be there, definitely. And power bill will be there. And a person, there should be, admin to maintain all this. And a power backup is there. Power backup should be there. So these are all a minimum investment for your application. If you want to build an application in on-premises infrastructure, this is the minimum investment that you need to put on. Do you think it can be happened with 1,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees? No. And there are a lot of complications in this. Initially, I don't know that how many people will access my manabadi.com. So I'll go with a basic configuration. Or if I go with a high configuration and if I procure all the hardware, what should I do with that hardware? The whole hardware will become waste. It will get wasted. Okay, if I go with a low hardware, is it easy to upgrade? Assume that might be, you all bought your laptops in your engineering. So when I bought my laptop, so I told my father that I have to prepare a C language and I have to prepare a Java, but it ends up with watching a movies. I never used it for the purpose that which I buy. I bought it for to prepare the C language, but I never do anything. I just watch the movies. Similarly, if I want to buy a laptop for a video editing, I'll be having a proper configuration. But if I wanted to just watch the movies, I can go with a very base configuration. If you take an example of a laptop, you can feel the difference of at least 30 to 50,000 based on your configuration. If you want to buy a very base laptop, you can go with a 30,000. Or if you want to have a high configuration, you will go with some 70,000 or 80,000 or 60,000. And after buying it, if you are not using it for that particular purpose, your money will get wasted. And in the small requirement, if you see that there is a 30,000 loss, and if it is an enterprise application like manabadi.com, and if you bought all the hardware, and if you failed, or if your market is not up to the mark, or if you're not utilizing it properly, assume that how much loss that you need to face. Assume that how much loss that you should face. So a lot of companies are struggled for this because of they created a lot of physical infrastructure or on-premises infrastructure in their premises, and if they're not using it properly, so definitely it ends up with a loss. It's just not with the network, not with an application server, and not with a database server. You will have more and more requirements once you entered into it. You have to monitor it. You have to scale up. You have to scale down. Scale up and scale down means, see, in normal days, you will never use manabadi.com. Hardly people will open it. But when you listen, temporal results are out. At a time, people will use it. It means in normal days, if they are having 2 servers to serve the traffic, at the results time, it should have 4 servers to serve the traffic, or else it cannot serve. It means automatically they want to scale up it. And after the results, again, people will not use it. Again, they wanted to come back to 2 servers. If it is a physical infrastructure, will that be very easy to again adding up a 2 servers, removing up a 2 servers? No. Assume that if 𝗏𝗏 is providing a laptops to the people, and if we don't know that how many people will come here, and if I bought 10 laptops, if only 2 are using it, if other 8 is, if we are not using it, it's a waste of money. Let's say if we bought only 2 laptops, if we got 10 people for the batch, immediately is it possible to scale up to 10? No. The problem with physical infrastructure is not only the cost, also the scale up and scale down. Generally, before you enroll the cloud course, and I'm talking about people who are not aware of it completely, we always think that cloud is a storage, cloud is a storage, cloud is. See, cloud is not just a storage. Just relate with our real-time examples so that you'll understand very clear about cloud. It's not just about the Google Photos. It is also about an applications which you are running. Yesterday, we have seen an example of Google Photos or Google Drive. And today we discussed about a Manbadi application. So it's just not about only investment. It's about maintenance as well. It's about scaling up and scaling down as well. There are a lot of pros and cons of it. There are a lot of pros and cons of it. So people are used to follow this on-premises infrastructure. People used to follow this on-premises infrastructure. Everyone. After a few years, when people are following with this on-premises infrastructure, a few companies are enters into the market. Not cloud. I'm not talking about a cloud. I'm not even touching about a cloud now. I'm still talking about a physical infrastructure. In every organization, even in Hyderabad or even US, few days back, when you went to an organization, every organization will have a separate room, which we call it as a server room. And few people will call it as a data center. Data center is nothing but a server room. When we have a multiple servers in a single room, we call it as a data center. Companies used to maintain that on-premises infrastructure in their premises by having a separate room. While people are doing this, a few companies are enters into the market and they give an offer saying that you don't need to maintain your infrastructure. Instead of you maintaining your infrastructure, we will maintain it in our premises. The example which I told you, right? A computer which you maintaining and if 𝗏𝗏𝐷𝗎 is maintaining. With the same proposal, many companies are enters into the market saying that how many servers that you required, how much configuration that you required, why do you maintaining in your premises? It will be difficult for you to maintain. So you can focus on your product. So we will be maintaining your infrastructure. And they started maintaining the infrastructure. And I don't want to name the companies, and this companies got very huge success. A very huge success. So for example, if you take an example of Zomato, earlier days, either we supposed to prepare our food or on our own, or else we supposed to travel to the restaurant and getting the food. But a company enters into the market and saying that you don't need to travel there. You can tell me and I can bring it for you. And it got a huge success, right? Similarly, the companies which I'm telling, they told that you don't need to maintain your infrastructure. On behalf of you, we will maintain the infrastructure and just pay for us. Just pay for us. And that's what they had a success. So people started giving it for other companies to maintain it, and they just started using of it. So today we discussed about what is a network, what is a server, and if you want to maintain your on-premises infrastructure, how will you maintain it? So you have to purchase all this hardware and you will be maintaining on your premises. Is it clear, guys? Yes or no? Yes or no, please? The example which I shown you to make you understand about how much that you need to spend if you want to maintain your on-premises infrastructure. Did you get a clear idea of it? Does anyone having any confusion? Does anyone having any confusion? I need few more replies, guys. We have around 40 people. I need few more replies. Very good, Sheikh. Any doubts? Any doubts? A few more replies. Great. So are you feeling it as a tough? Are you feeling it as a tough? Can you just type instead of yes or no? Are you feeling it tough? Or these examples are making you tough to understand? Great. Very good. Very good. Done. So just today when you got time or when you have chance to revise it, just remember this network. diagram. Like, just remember an example that 2 houses, 2 persons and all. And we will continue with this tomorrow with more examples. Okay. So tomorrow also again, same time. And from next week, you'll be having the mentorship as well. And till we have 1 week free sessions, share this link with your friends and ask them to join and enjoy the session. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. So we'll connect tomorrow again. Okay. So just 1 second, guys. I think I cannot see any questions in the chat box. If you have any questions, please post your questions as well. And you can go to the YouTube and you can also search for our videos. Let me show you how you can get that. So just simply go to the Google and go to the YouTube. And here you can type with the name Madhukiran. So Madhukiran DevOps, you can type it here. And yes, so you can see the yesterday's video here. So you can see the yesterday's video here. So similarly, the today's video will also get uploaded and we'll also share the link. Okay. So thanks for joining, guys. We'll connect tomorrow again, same time.